ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to my channel for another 1/6 scale Mortal Kombat figure unboxing and review video. Now today I am super excited to be taking a look at, as far as I'm aware, the only officially licensed 1/6 scale Scorpion figure that has ever been made, at least to this super high quality standard. I know Mezco did also make 12-inch figures, but they're not quite at the same level as these figures. I loved that Sub-Zero figure, but if you've been watching the channel for any long period of time, I've probably made mention of the fact that Scorpion is my favourite character in Mortal Kombat. So yeah, I can't wait to get this guy out here. I do have to say a massive thank you to Bob Dylan for sorting me out with this figure, because he is almost impossible to find, and Bob Dylan made this review possible. What we are going to do now though is get the box laying flat in the light box and do the unboxing. And here we have the box art for Scorpion. Right off the bat we do have an image of the figure right up here on the front of the box. This also happens to be the Mortal Kombat 9 version of Scorpion. One of my favourite designs for him. I love how badass this design looks, especially in figure format. We do have another image of the figure on the side, and a big honkin' image of Scorpion with the Mortal Kombat logo there. Now this is once again an oversized box, so here we have the figure himself. Now, hopefully this guy fares a little bit better than the Sub-Zero we recently reviewed on the channel. If you'll remember, his body was degrading, and so too was the pleather. First up, he doesn't really suffer from that sticky limb syndrome that the Sub-Zero had, so that definitely is a good first impression. Now you can see he does come with one and technically two lots of stuff. So what we are going to do now is get all of Scorpion's accessories laid out in the light box and take a closer look at everything he comes with. And here we have everything that comes with Scorpion. Let's start off by taking a look at the display base first. Now I might sound a little bit hesitant to call it a display base because it's literally a heavy duty cardstock piece. It has the Mortal Kombat logo with a nice sand dune effect, and that is on both sides. So not really a display base, but technically you can use it as one. He also comes with another cardboard piece, and it's a fully disintegrated person, so you can have him using his Fatality and burning this poor soul to the ground. As you can see, there are some skulls and bones littered around, as well as some nice flame and fire effects. It's a very simple yet very effective cardboard piece. Now you do get multiple head sculpts with Scorpion, except only one, that one right there, is meant to be used with him. This is unfortunately once again Kung Lao, except this time his head has been split down the middle. You can take one of Scorpion's swords and slot it in there. That might be one of the gnarliest things that I think I've ever shown off on the channel. It is sculpted and detailed very nicely, with a very wet look all the way down that crevice. If you do remember, with Sub-Zero, we got another Kung Lao. He was frozen, this time his head has been split open. I think they are doing that because you can get a full Kung Lao figure, then you can use these multiple head sculpts on that figure. I am tempted to pick him up. Let me know if that's something you'd like to see. Now for the fire-breathing Fatality, we do have this skull head for Scorpion. It can actually be pegged onto the body, and it has an articulated jaw. It looks really good. It's also sculpted very, very nicely. Now, I'm by no means the first person to show you this. The review spot actually, I think, showed it first. But if you take the fire effect and wedge it in the mouth, you can kind of have him doing that fire-breathing effect. It's not really meant to go in there. It's more meant to be held in his hand, mind you. But you can definitely wedge it in there, which is a really nice touch. Now we may as well speak about the flame effect. Unfortunately, this is getting a little bit tacky and sticky just due to its age, but it is sculpted and detailed really nicely. It's not just one translucent orange piece, there's some red paint over the top just to give it a little bit more oomph. You also do get these two mini flame effects to actually go ahead and peg into the eyes of the skeleton head, and this is a totally badass look. I love the way they've done that. It's something super simple, yet super effective. That looks absolutely awesome. I am very tempted to display my Scorpion with that head sculpt. He does come with his famous get over here weapons with the chains attached. They are real metal, and you do have the little dagger on the end. That apparently was a gardening tool to begin with, and then it was repurposed as a weapon. That's the exact same origin story it got in the Mortal Kombat movie. Unfortunately, they do just kind of hang down. I have seen people thread a sturdy wire down the middle, and then you can have this posed out as if he is actually trying to get someone over here. Now, he also does come with 2 additional pieces of armor. I love the fact that they do have this scorpion-style pincer on the front, and then it comes down to an animal skull down below. I also love the gold paint applications and the weathering over the top. These look fantastic. He comes with 2 more weapons, being of course his swords. You can store these on the back of Scorpion himself, and they do once again have stingers down the bottom to give him that Scorpion vibe, just in case you didn't know who he was. They are also relatively sharp, so do be careful not to prick yourself. He does come with 2 hands. Weirdly enough, only 1 fist hand. It's a fighting game character, but he only comes with 1 fist. A little bit weird for me. Lastly, he comes with this blood splatter effect piece. It is done in a rubbery style plastic, so technically you could either slot it around someone's neck, or you could slot it around a bicep or another body part. It's completely up to you, but it does look really cool and really darn gory. What we are going to do now though is get Scorpion himself out here and take a closer look. And here we have him standing straight up and down in the light box, no crazy poses or accessories or anything like that. And if I was impressed with Sub-Zero, I do not know how to describe how happy I am with Scorpion. He's insanely well done. I love the outfit, I love the head sculpt, even the body is working for me. Granted, we will discuss a body swap in just a second, but I'm not having any of those weird, degrading, sticky issues on the body so far, so I am tempted to also potentially leave him as is. The proportions look great, and when he's standing there in the light box, he has a presence. You can tell this is someone you have to be wary of, because if you're not careful, you're going to end up being sliced. What we are going to do now though is take him off the rotating turntable, punch in, and take a closer look at the details. And here we have him up close and personal. This design for Scorpion is totally badass. The co-creator of Mortal Kombat, Ed Boon, specifically calls this design out for Scorpion as one of his all-time favorites, and it is for me as well. It looks totally awesome. There are a bunch of different parts and panels which harken back to his namesake, the Scorpion. Just look at these stingers up here on his shoulders. Also this scaling up the top on his head there. It looks really, really good. I'm loving how this figure looks in hand. Now I know we've already taken a look at the head sculpt, but it's worth looking at once again. I love the way it seamlessly blends in to this rubbery section. The silver paint looks to be pretty much identical through and through, and it carries on all the way down to his pants. It's a very seamless look for the outfit. Speaking of seamless, I will be attempting, just like Sub-Zero, to switch him out onto this M33 body. The biceps look to be once again roughly around the same size, so I do think it'll work quite well. I was tempted to go with the M34, which is this one but it's just far too big. I don't actually think it'll fit in this outfit itself. Luckily, I'm not having the same issues with Scorpion that I had with Sub-Zero. This pleather looks and feels to be quite nice and sturdy, whereas on Sub-Zero, you all know he was falling apart. There's no signs of degradation whatsoever so far on Scorpion's outfit. Plus, it's only this front tabard section. The rest of his suit is a nice, sturdy rubber, and it feels really high quality. As for the body itself, it doesn't have that same sticky feeling about it, but it does have the duct tape for the underpart of the gauntlets. Not sure exactly why they did that. It's a little bit of a cheap way to give that effect. I mean, it works, and it looks the part, but just knowing that they've slapped some duct tape on there doesn't really sit well with me. He does have a pretty darn awesome belt with a skull motif, and that also carries on down to this really nice sharp pointed section on here as well. What carries on down? Well, the fantastic metallic paint applications on the belt buckle and also on this piece. Lastly, down here on the shin armor, you do have some really nice sharp spikes. Again, harkening back to that Scorpion namesake, some more skulls up here on the knees. These are relatively sharp, so do be careful not to prick yourself. He does also have, my favorite, a split cut boot design down here at the ankle. Which one do I prefer out of the Sub-Zero figure and this one? Well, so far, this guy is 100% taking the cake. Number one, because his outfit isn't deteriorating, but also because the design of the suit is so striking and so badass in hand. Just going over articulation on Scorpion. Now bear in mind, this is my personal copy of the figure, so I'm going to be a little bit more careful. I'm sure if you manage to get one yourself, you can push the joints slightly further than I'm willing to go. Now, starting off with the head sculpt itself, it is a little bit more limited than Sub-Zero, just due to the nature of this rubber overlay piece, but it still gets a fairly decent range of motion. The arms themselves will go forward and back the full way. They will go out to about there. I do feel a teeny tiny bit of motion. I'm not sure if that's a butterfly joint or just a little bit of play in the plastic. There is a single bend at the elbow with a swivel and a regular 1/6 scale style wrist peg for the hand. As for the torso, there is a swivel, pivot and crunch forward and back as well as side to side. The legs themselves are super restricted due to this rubbery style pant piece, so they don't really hold their position going forward or going out. They sort of spring back into place. There is, however, a usable swivel at the upper thigh, a double bend at the knee, and a ball joint down here at the ankle. Now, just quickly before we move on to comparisons, just like in the Sub-Zero video, for Scorpion I switched his body out with an M33 as well. And I have to say, this looks absolutely perfect. I am super happy with the proportions, the way the outfit fits on the body. Everything is compatible, including the head sculpt. It literally just popped on there. It was super easy. What wasn't so easy though were the leggings. As you can see, some of these black lines have sort of come away. That's because on the Worldbox body, they had used the same black duct tape on the calves as they had on the forearms there to secure it in place. I of course removed the black duct tape and now it's left a little bit of damage there. I have a couple of choices here. I did see someone do a custom Scorpion where he had fabric style baggy pants. I thought that looked really, really good. Or I could simply reattach the black duct tape like he came factory fresh out of the box. But now, with the outfit on the Phicen body, the proportions look way better in my opinion. He looks so much more realistic, and just like Sub-Zero, the articulation is suitably improved. It will take you a while, especially with Scorpion here, to get this rubbery style outfit on the body, but if you take your time and work it up very slowly, maybe wrap certain parts with cling wrap, then you should be relatively successful. But yeah, he maintains all of the same functionality, just with an even better look, in my personal opinion. Now for a quick side-by-side comparison, here we have Scorpion on the left, and Sub-Zero on the right. Now I know you've already seen this comparison in the Sub-Zero video, but I thought why not do it again anyway, just because I love seeing these two standing side by side. They both look awesome in their own right, but my favourite, the clear winner here for me personally, is Scorpion. I just love the way he looks. He looks so mean, he's got that metallic wash over everything, and the outfit is super detailed and intricate. Bi-Han looks fantastic as well, but yeah, Scorpion takes the win for me. Just wrapping up on the Worldbox Mortal Kombat 9 1/6 scale Scorpion figure. Now, just like the Sub-Zero release, I think this guy really benefits from a Phicen body swap. The body that he does come with looks okay, and it probably looked even better when it was brand new, but they are starting to degrade, and the articulation is a little bit lacking. Now that we can switch it out with a Phicen M33, he looks fantastic, super realistic, the articulation is improved, he fills out the suit very, very nicely, and for the most part, it's pretty much plug and play, completely compatible. Now, I did have a bit of an issue with Sub-Zero where his head didn't perfectly fit on the body. I just had to thicken up the ball joint on the neck, and then it went on perfectly fine. For some reason, I didn't have that issue here with Scorpion. If I had to pick a favourite out of the two, I know I've already said it's going to be Scorpion, and it is. He looks outstanding. I love the detail on the suit with the metallic wash over the top, the accessories are great, and now with the new body, he looks totally realistic. I am curious though, which body do you prefer? The one he came with or the one he is wearing now? Let me know down in the comments below. Now unfortunately, these are pretty much the only officially licensed 1/6 scale Mortal Kombat figures. I couldn't for the life of me tell you why that's the case. I mean, it's a pretty cool looking design for a character to have in 1/6 scale. I don't know why nobody else has picked up the license. Hopefully now with the release of the film, we get some more up-to-date versions of these characters in 1/6 scale format. Now if you are looking to pick this guy up, not exactly sure where you're going to be able to find him. I managed to get mine from a website called Fairway Hobbies. They're in the States and they do have various 1/6 scale stuff, so go ahead and check them out, but I'm pretty sure this was the only one they had in stock, so do bear that in mind. A huge thank you once again goes to Bob Dylan for sorting me out and picking up this figure, then shipping it onto me down here in Australia. If you do want to come along and chat about figures as well as share photos of your collection, why not check out 6 Scale Network, the awesome Facebook group. Link for that is down in the description below. Like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll catch you in the next video.